Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Minnesota.
Earlier today, Nolan Arenado helped his team to a win with a first-inning home run. It was Arenado's 10th of the season, and no one has hit more homers in the National League since 2015. Twins will try to salvage the second game of this doubleheader and avoid being swept in this series by the Rockies as they finish up their three-game series here tonight. Tyler Chatwood goes for the Rockies. He's given up 4 or more runs in all but 2 of his starts this year. Jose Berrios tries to follow up a very good season debut. That was last Saturday in Cleveland when he gave up just 1 run in 7 2/3 innings. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. And good evening for the second time today from Target Field. I'm Marnie Gellner. Saw the Rockies took that opener 5-1. And in that game, the Twins had a few calls that didn't go their way. They had some baseballs that didn't bounce their way. And all the momentum seemed to be on the side of the Rockies. Well, in the 5th inning, Paul Molitor noticed some frustration from his team and called this impromptu meeting as his players came back into the dugout. After game 1 today, Molitor explained what this meeting was about.
Everyone sensed there was a little frustration early. Some of the, the way the things were going, and some of their runs. Reynolds got jammed a little bit, but he hit it right over the bag, and then Desmond, flares went out to right, and just to try to hang in there. We knew their starter was up in the 70 pitch range after 4 innings, and just try to put together an inning and try to get in the bullpen and try to stay with the game. It was just kind of a sense of, that there was something hanging around that didn't feel very good. I was just trying to, have them to push forward a little bit, which is what you should do every day anyways.
The Twins hope to have a little more jump tonight as Jose Berrios goes for a repeat performance of his solid season debut. It's coming up next.
Presented by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Jeep. Test drive a Jeep brand vehicle at the Drive and Discover event going on now.
Tonight from Target Field, the Twins hope to get a split of the split doubleheader. They've lost the first two to the Rockies. Jose Berrios hoping to pitch the Twins to a win here today and hoping to pick up his first of many wins at Target Field. And it's a cool night here at Target Field, but we are playing baseball tonight. Dick Bremer along with LaTroy Hawkins. The biggest question regarding Jose Berrios at this level has been his lack of command, but when he made his 2017 debut last weekend in Cleveland, he had the command.
He definitely had command, and if I were Jose, I would definitely ask the Twins equipment manager if I could wear those pink uniforms. He was in command last Saturday. He threw his fastball for strikes, his breaking pitches for strikes, mixed in a couple changeups. He elevated his fastball. He threw that comeback fastball to some of those righties and some of those left-hand hitters. He was just on point. If he can build from that, it should be a good night for Jose Berrios.
Now Berrios has seen veteran pitchers Phil Hughes and Irvin Santana struggle a bit against this Rockies lineup. We'll see how the 23-year-old does when we come back. Berrios, who's just 22 years old. He doesn't turn 23 for another few days, a week and a half. 22-year-old Jose Berrios will take the mound in search of his first Target Field win. Of course, this is the game that was supposed to have been played last night, but we couldn't because of the rain and the storms and all that. So a split doubleheader scheduled for today. Twins lost the early game, the noon game today, 5-1, and now they'll hope to win the nightcap. Bud Black's got a really good team. We had heard about how good they were this year. We've seen firsthand. They have pitched very well. They've played well in the field. They've gotten some clutch hitting. Here's the Menards batting order for Game 2 for the Rockies. Charlie Blackmon leading off. DJ LeMahieu batting second. Nolan Arenado, Carlos Gonzalez, Ian Desmond, Gerardo Parra, Raimel Tapia, is in left field. Pat Valaika is their shortstop. Ryan Hannigan the catcher. And Jose Berrios with 4 major league wins, but none more impressive than his last start against the Indians.
That last start, I mean, he did everything right. He didn't walk any guys. He pounded the strike zone. He was very aggressive in the strike zone. He had that little comeback pitch from the left-hander's hip. I mean, he just kept those guys off balance, mixed in a changeup. He was all game in those pink uniforms.
We'll see how he fares in the cream whites tonight. There's the Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Grossman in left, Buxton in center, Kepler in right, Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, and Mauer with Jason Castro behind the plate. The first pitch down and away, ball 1. And foul back 1-1. You'll see 94, at times 95. See a very good breaking ball and changeup. Larry Vanover got the afternoon off. That's one concession they've made with these split doubleheaders for the umpires. Nick Lentz was added to the crew. He umpired first base this afternoon. He gets third base tonight. Foul ball, and this too will reach the seats.
It was a good changeup right there about Berrios to Blackman. Got him out just a little bit. See if he can pound a fastball in on him and then get him out soft. Well, pound a fastball in. If he doesn't throw it for a strike, get him down soft and away.
Well, he did so well in Cleveland, a lot of things, but he seemed to have command of all of his pitches and threw not just strikes, but quality strikes to the perimeter of the strike zone. That's hit to right. And Kepler with the catch, 1 away.
That fastball in right there, just got in right there on Blackman. Was able to, get a lazy fly ball out to Kepler.
We'll bring up DJ LeMahieu.
This fastball, 1-2 pitch. Castro sets up in. Not too far in, but just enough to get Blackman to jam himself.
And now LeMahieu. Strike called over the inside corner.
Nothing better for a pitcher than that high strike.
And getting a first pitch strike, which oddly is something Irvin Santana struggled with this afternoon.
Yeah, you're going to have times you go out there and you're just not going to be able to get that first strike. But like I said, the first strike is very important. But as long as you don't go 2-0, if you go 1-1, you're still in a good position.
Back on the at bat. And now breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1. Berrios 22. He'll turn 23 on the 25th of this month.
It's nothing better than having a birthday in the big leagues.
Tapped foul, 2-2. He pitched Saturday like he will never see the minor leagues again. And the Twins, if they're going to be good anytime in the next 5 years, it figures that Berrios is going to be in the rotation and toward the top of that rotation. That's how good his stuff is. It's a matter of putting it all together at this level. Dominated AAA again this year. And a called third strike, 2 down.
We talked in the first game about Castro set up in right there. The ball wasn't necessarily in, but it was down. It was a down fastball, ended up right over the middle of the plate. So when he missed his spot, but he did miss his spot in a good hitting zone for a hitter.
Kept it down. Now 2 down, and Nolan Arenado started the ball game this afternoon with a 2-out solo home run against Irvin Santana. Twins have never had a lead in this series. And there's strike 1 to Arenado, 95 miles per hour. We talked about it this afternoon regarding Ryan Presley and relating it to you and how you weren't a max effort guy. The breaking ball missing. They appeal. Nope, says first base umpire Alfonso Marquez. I mean, Berrios isn't the biggest guy in the world, but it doesn't look like he's a max effort guy. But the ball jumps on the hitters at 95.
The ball explodes out his hand, and just by watching him throw bullpens in spring training and getting a chance to know him, I mean, his ball is, when it's down in at the knees, it gets to the hitting zone and kicks in another gear. Delivery is so compact. Looks like he's going through his delivery in a telephone booth. Nice, smooth, no effort at all.
Clipped Arenado with a breaking ball. And now Carlos Gonzalez will hit with 2 out and a man aboard.
Attack Cargo up in the strike zone. Cargo's a low ball hitter.
Big swing and a miss. Berrios 7 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Just impressive numbers across the board against the Indians.
Berrios can go through his lineup the first time because it's their first time seeing him.
Big swing and a miss. Berrios' win Saturday in Cleveland was the last game the Twins have won. They've lost 3 straight. And now Berrios ahead of the cleanup batter, 0-2.
Make a good pitch right here. Either a breaking ball down in the dirt, or fastball up.
They blew him away with high heat, 97 miles per hour. And Gonzalez swings through 3 fastballs to end the first. The Indians did last weekend in Cleveland. Cleveland lost the first 2 games at home, came back, jumped out to an early lead, ended up beating the Twins in the series finale, and the Twins will try to do that with this Menards batting order. Brian Dozier leading off, then Robbie Grossman, Miguel Sano, Joe Mauer, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, Jason Castro, Byron Buxton, and Ere Adrianza. And they'll face Tyler Chatwood, who has given the Rockies some really good starts, some really bad starts, and not many in between.
You know, Tyler was one of those guys that he didn't pitch well in Coors Field, but away from Coors Field, he was one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball the last couple of years.
Strike on the outside corner to Dozier. We'll see if the Twins can jump on Chatwood, at least get a run, get their first lead of the series here. Up and in with the target by Hannigan down and away. Chatwood missed by a bunch, 1-1.
It's one of those breaking balls he just didn't finish. Got a little, sideways and didn't get his arm out front.
Chopper in front of Arenado, barehanding it. Man, is it good. He is so good.
Make it look easy, why don't you, Nolan?
Man.
Remember Kirby used to say he used to scream at Omar Vizquel every time he hit that ball at shortstop and he didn't use his glove. He would scream at him, "Hey, Omar, use your glove. That's what you have it for." And he made that play look so easy right there, Nolan.
That's not, because it was a high bouncer. This isn't a roller in the grass. He had to play the hop with his bare hand. 1 down. Here's Grossman. And a line drive over the reach of Valaika. And Grossman rounds first, will hold up there with a solid single. And that will bring up Miguel Sano. Northland Ford defense for the Rockies. Tapia is in left, Blackman in center, Pare in right, Arenado, Valaika, LeMahieu, Desmond, the infielders, Hannigan getting the start behind the plate. Now Miguel Sano will bat. 2 solid singles in the afternoon game. Only thing missing in the 2 singles, a little bit higher launch angle. Just drilled 2 solid hits, and that one pulled foul between Gene Glenn and the line.
A good slider right there we were talking about from Tyler Chatwood. Slider, one of the best in the game. Well, maybe that was his curveball. It's a little slower.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his curveball.
1 strike to Sano. Just outside.
It's a very good pitch right there. Don't know how Sano was able to lay off that pitch. Fastball away. Just at the end, it just ran away from the plate.
And a take there, and it's 2-1.
Chat was running it up there. That first one before that was 94. That was 96. You know where Sano's strength is. Fastball down in the zone. Anything up, he's kind of like Cargo from the right side, but down puts a good swing on the ball and is down in the zone. And as we know, his exit velocity is tops in all of baseball.
Swing and a miss at 95.
But if you happen to throw it down there, let's make sure you got some serious sink right there, just like Chatwood had on that fastball.
Looking for a big early hit to take an early lead against Chatwood. In the dirt, now 3-2.
And that breaking ball, he was making sure he didn't hang it. It was a 2-strike breaking ball in the dirt. See if he can get a swing over the top. Sano wasn't biting right there.
Sano with 28 walks on the year. Grossman goes, swung on and missed, and Grossman has a steal of second base. So no strikes out, and the Twins stealing a base on the Colorado battery. Time now for the BMW Mini Countryman player profile, looking at Chatwood's numbers, comparing his home record versus road record over the last few years. This is what LaTroy was talking about. Some of that's the Coors Field effect, I guess. It is a hitter's ballpark, but a dozen wins at home in 25 decisions and a dozen wins on the road in 18.
Well, we talk about home cooked meals at home, and then on the road you get to rest a little bit. That plays perfect for Mr. Chatwood.
And now Mauer. The Twins have had chances in the first 2 games of the series in Homestead to get a big early hit and maybe take an early lead. They haven't done that. It's commonplace to see the Twins do it on the road. It's one of the problems at home. And so now here in this first inning, hit to the outfield, might score Grossman. See if Mauer can deliver that 2-out hit.
No, they're gonna pitch him away and play him away.
Flipping the corner with an off-speed pitch, 1-1.
It's that curveball. We hadn't seen that slider yet. It was a very good curveball. 12-6.
One and one to Mauer.
Another breaking ball right here.
Blocked by Hannigan, 2-1. Rockies have a base open. Kepler on deck. We've seen teams pitch Mauer very carefully, where a hit can produce a run with a base open.
Curveball right here, 12-6. I wasn't trying to throw it for a strike, trying to get a swing and a miss on that pitch right there. You got to tip your hat to Chatwood. He's coming back off his second Tommy John surgery.
Nearly to the backside. That's a heck of a catch by Hannigan. Wow.
He about dislocated his shoulder trying to get that fastball. great reactions. Tyler got a little drop down just a little much, try to overthrow this fastball. Kept it elevated. Hannigan was able to make a great stop right there.
3-1, and the only strike that Mauer has seen has been a breaking ball on the outside corner.
Chatty's wearing my number, 32. I wore it when I was in Colorado. He texts me from time to time, and hey, I look better in 32 than you did. I said, it's a good chance you'll get to wear it a lot longer in a Rockies uniform than I did.
3-1 to Mauer with Kepler on deck. Another one wild high, and Mauer will fill first base. And Kepler will come up with 2 men aboard. All right, here's the pitch arsenal for Chatwood. Did you, in your time, and you were pitching generally an inning at a time, but did you adjust your pitching sequence or frequency at all at Coors Field?
No, I didn't. At Coors Field, I just tried to keep one thing in mind, and we talked about keeping the ball down in the zone, because, you know, I'm a firm believer if you pitch up in the zone and not above the strike zone, you're going to give up home runs, give up hits no matter where you pitch. You can pitch on the moon, you're going to give up hits.
Here's Kepler.
Once again, we have runners on base in the first inning. We get a big hit right here, like you said, get our first lead of the series.
Kepler takes inside, ball 1. Been hard to figure out why, but in situations like this on the road, you almost expect a run-producing hit. That's why this team has got such a better record on the road than at home. But for some reason, the hits have been harder to come by in key spots at home. And that's a strike, 1-1.
So a changeup, 87 miles an hour right there. We talk about being able to throw your off speed behind in the count. 1-0 right there. Didn't want to take a chance of throwing another fastball. Went to his secondary pitch, was able to throw it for a strike. If you're going to pitch in the big leagues, you have to be able to do that.
Checked his swing and took it high. So far, the Twins have been pretty patient with Chatwood. He's thrown 18 pitches. He's thrown just 8 strikes. And now Kepler finds himself in a hitter's count. Tapper up the line. Foul, 2-2.
Good hitting count. 2-1 right there. 2-1 changeup once again. Got Kepler out front, taking all his power away from him.
See just 2 hits so far in this series with runners in scoring position.
That could be the difference in, you know, winning and losing ball games right there. But you said they're a lot better on the road. Hopefully they can, you know, turn that around and get better at home and stay consistent on the road. Strikes right here. See if you go back to a changeup.
2-2 to Kepler. Up the middle and through for a hit. Grossman around third. He will score, and Kepler delivers a 2-out RBI single, and the Twins do have their first lead of the series. Kepler's been hitting the ball harder than his batting average shows, and that ball was nearly speared by the pitcher.
2-2 changeup right here. You know, it was in a good spot. It was away, but it still has some. It was still a little bit elevated, which gave Kepler a chance to put a good swing on it. That same exact pitch is down a little further. There'll be a weak ground ball somewhere.
And now Escobar will try to pile on with another 2-out hit.
So 3 for 22 with runners in scoring position now.
We're trending in the right direction.
That's all you can ask for, Richard. That's all you can ask for.
1-0 to Escobar. We're talking about this afternoon. First, the 1-0 pitch here to Escobar. Irvin Santana was so close to getting out of that first inning, which is 10 pitches. Arenado hit his home run, and then it was what, 24 pitches in the first inning, something like that. And so Chatwood close to getting Kepler out, stranding a couple of runners. The base hit up the middle. Now 2-0 to Escobar. Pretty soon, before you know it, the pitch counts in the 20s. Belt high strike, 2-1. Here's the changeup to Kepler that he lined up the middle.
He was able to keep his hands back after he recognized that it was a changeup, and since the pitch was a little elevated, it was away, but it's still elevated. He was able to get a, get the bottom half of the barrel on that ball and push that ball into center field.
Escobar's damage, most of it's come from the other side of the plate. This would be maybe his biggest hit from the left side, at least in a while. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
See how he challenges. He didn't challenge the other guys 2-1. Well, right there he challenged Escobar 2-1 with a fastball to get himself back in the count at 2-2.
Couple of hits, a walk, so far 1 run for the Twins in the bottom of the first.
Fastball.
And Escobar flicks it foul.
If that was his slider or a curveball right there. Speed 78 to 80, 81. Yeah, it's more of a curveball. I get it more 12 to 6 to it. Or StatCast says curveball. It's a curveball, Richard.
Okay.
Curveball.
Chopper to the right side. Mayhew has it. The Twins leave a couple, but Max Kepler's single drives in the first run of the game in the bottom of the first. Thanks to Max Kepler's RBI single and tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by the Silver Bullet. Clean, crisp Coors Light. And the Twins 11-5 on the road. Very good. But look at the Rockies. They've won 2 here, improving their road record to 13-5. And difference is the Rockies have done a little bit better at home, 13-10, than the Twins have. Here's Ian Desmond to start the second. And Berrios misses. Oh, he hit the outside corner. Strike 1.
Good old low strike right there at the knees.
And Desmond and Larry Vanover exchange pleasantries about that call. And a breaking ball. Strike 2. I don't think Desmond's any more convinced that the second pitch was a strike than the first.
Well, as a pitcher, you like both those calls. So you can go a couple different ways. A fastball in and try to get him away, or go with the breaking ball in the dirt. That breaking ball backed up on him. That's why Castro kind of caught it like that. Didn't break like it was supposed to.
Oh, fastball got him. Second time that Berrios has hit a batter. And that one hurt a lot more than Arenado's being brushed by a breaking ball. Let's find Marty Gelman.
A couple of notes on our car soup scoop from the clubhouse, guys. As big as Irvin Santana's 7 innings were in game number 1, Ryan Presley's 2 innings of relief were equally as big. They keep the Twins bullpen intact for this game number 2 tonight. Paul Molitor also said that Eddie Rosario's at bat in the 5th inning is one of the best he's had this season. It was a 10-pitch at bat that ended in a triple for Rosario. And I also asked Molitor about Berrios tonight, and Molitor said he does not really know what to expect, that he only hopes Berrios got some confidence from his season debut in Cleveland. And that's your car soup scoop from the clubhouse, guys.
All right, thank you, Marty. See if Berrios can pitch around this leadoff hit batter. Desmond at first, Parra the batter.
As a pitcher, you never like to hit a guy when you have him 1-2. You have him right where you want him.
Back in the strike zone at 93.
You give him a free pass to first base. But we also talk, if you're going to go in, miss towards his body and don't miss over the plate. And just got a little too close to Desmond's body right there.
1 strike. Outside. What we've seen from Berrios in the past when he's been up here, even in spring training games, when something like the hit batter occurs, kind of knocks him off his kilter. And so we'll see whether he can respond and get out of this inning and leave Desmond on base. Outside 2-1. Berrios pitching to Castro. Castro was his catcher in Cleveland on Saturday. As good as the results were, the manager wasn't about to jumble that up and have him pitch to Jimenez tonight. So that's why Jimenez made the start this afternoon. 2-1. Just off the plate.
It's a good fastball right there. Just a little off the plate. Too far away from Parra. Big pitch right here. You're gonna throw him a fastball. You're gonna throw a breaking ball.
First pitch to Parra was a strike. Now 3 have missed. And a foul for strike 2.
Good 3-1 fastball. What was good about that, it was down in the strike zone. Down. When you're behind in the count, you want to throw a fastball that are very aggressive down in the strike zone. Anything up, elevated, you give him a chance to have a better swing at it.
See if the Rockies send Desmond here on a 3-2 pitch.
Focus on the hitter, young man. Focus on the hitter.
Desmond goes. The pitch hit to right center field. Kepler chasing it, making a fine running catch on the edge of the warning track. Kepler took a great angle on that route and reached out and snagged it for a big first out.
There's some pretty good athletes out there in the outfield. 3-2 fastball. Just a little elevated. Kepler took a great route to that ball, was able to catch up to it.
You could see on that replay where he was, where he caught the ball, and he made a very direct route to the spot on the field for the catch.
Very nice catch, young man. Very nice catch.
In a key spot with Desmond going. If that ball hits the ground, a run's going to score.
Parra threw up his arms going around first base. Parra, how many times have you done that to someone? Tons of times.
Tapia the batter. And Berrios, who saw his outfielders and infielders make some fine plays Saturday in Cleveland, gets a fine play by Kepler here. Been Kepler's game so far, the RBI single and a run-saving catch. And a balk called. But Desmond will go to second base. Berrios committing a balk. So now he's hit Desmond to put him on first. He's balked to advance him to second. Just a little hitch right there, and it's just a matter of which umpire was going to call it first.
Yeah, he looked like somebody said step off, and he wanted to step off and got a little, just a little jelly leg right there and committed the balk.
Breaking ball pulled foul.
Got to go right at this guy right here. Sitting toward the bottom of the lineup. Got to get this out.
"16 pitches out of the 26, or 16 strikes, I should say, out of the 26 pitches for Berrios.
Tapia, 6'3", 170 pounds.
Fastball at the knees, 94, in a real good spot.
You can live right there the rest of the night. It's gonna be a good night for the young man on the mound. When you get guys 0-2, you have to put them away. You have to put them away. You worked extremely hard to get to this point. Finish it off.
Tapia is put away. Runner trying to go to third, and he will advance on a pitch in the dirt. Tapia swung over the top of the breaking ball, and Castro blocked most of it, but Desmond with a good read goes to third.
It's a good curveball. 2 strikes down in the dirt. Couldn't do anything with it but swing over the top of it. Great block by Castro. Just good heads up base running on Desmond's part to advance to third base.
So now the tying run 90 feet away. And here is Valaika. Way out in front.
Good breaking ball right there. Good action, tight. Looks like it's starting in the middle of the plate and ending up, just a little further away and from the right-hand hitter.
Same thing, this time on a half swing, and it's 0-2. So he's thrown him 2 breaking balls to get 2 swinging strikes. Does that set up a 95, 97 mile per hour fastball?
Well, if that's the route he's going to take, I would like for that fastball to be elevated, or another breaking ball down in the zone in the dirt somewhere.
And another breaking ball spun over the screen.
So that was just a little too good of a breaking ball with 2 strikes. Castro wants him to get that ball just a little closer to the dirt so he can block the ball.
Desmond advanced to third on a breaking ball in the dirt.
I think he's going to elevate a fastball right here.
It was in the dirt, dug out by Castro. One and 2.
Kind of got out of his delivery right there, like he was trying to overthrow that fastball to make sure he got it up. Got out of his delivery. Kind of threw, when I threw a fastball like that and it's short hop to catch, I said I threw a dud. A misfire.
1 and 2.
Elevate that fastball one more time, young man. Oh.
Threw it right down the middle, cut the plate in half, got out of the inning. Rockies and Twins are each in first place, in part because they're good defensive ball clubs, and we've already seen evidence here in this ball game tonight.
Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. Max Kepler's RBI single gave the Twins a 1-0 lead. His catch kept the Twins in front. Bottom of the second now, and Jason Castro will lead things off against Tyler Chatwood.
Talk about the pitcher's best friend, and then we talk about it being a double play, but you know, guys willing to go above and beyond to make plays. And Kepler made a great play in the gap right there to save a run.
Castro, Buxton, and Adrianza will bat. There's a pitch outside to Castro, ball 1. Twins got 1 in the first. They left 2 aboard. For Chatwood, his storyline so far this year, his pattern, if you will, has been to be susceptible to the big inning. And you hope that the Twins didn't miss their chance in the first to have that big inning. See if they can clutter the bases here in the second. 2-0 to Castro.
Good hitters count right here, 2-0. But as Chatwood's shown, he's not afraid to throw a breaking ball or some off speed behind in the count.
Misses inside 3-0. 29 pitches, only 14 strikes by Chatwood. Buxton on deck. Right down the middle.
Once again, good hitters count, 3-1.
Castro takes ball 4. Leadoff man is on. Let's get tonight's showstopper from Marty Gellner.
Yes, and that is Detroit's J.D. Martinez, who hit a home run today as the Tigers beat the Orioles 6-5. J.D. has been back from the disabled list for 6 games now from a foot sprain. In those 6 games, he has 5 homers and 11 RBI. That's a nice return from the DL, Dick and LaTroy. I think he's healthy now.
Yeah, and they're going to need him the next couple of days, Marty, because Miguel Cabrera is out with a slight oblique strain. And Victor Martinez, who hit a home run himself today, has left the club on paternity leave. Here's Buxton with Castro at first, nobody out. That kicks away, and Castro has to stay at first. Buxton had a good day at the plate. Hit the ball hard twice, got 1 hit, but he also walked twice. And anytime the Twins can get his speed on the bases 3 times in 1 game, you got to like their chances.
I love the chances. I love to see the guy run.
See what he can do here with Castro aboard.
See Nolan over at third base isn't playing as deep.
And there's a strike, 1-1. Buxton's kind of alternated between the 8th spot and the 9th spot of the batting order now.
Chatwood's about 50-50 first pitch strikes, 4 for 8 right now. Came into this inning with 26 pitches at 33 now.
Another one in the dirt, 2-1. 34 pitches, just 16 strikes. Walked 1 in the first inning, but it was a costly walk because it came with 2 outs in the inning. Bauer walked, and then Kepler delivered his RBI single. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
When he was able to throw that fastball into those righties, he has some sink to that fastball, so a lot of the righties have been swinging over the top of that. It's been his best pitch. Same 2 fastballs he struck Sano out with.
Two and 2 to Buxton. That's to left. Tapia is there. Another well hit ball for Buxton. 4 and out. 1 down. Chatwood struggled in the first inning, ended up giving up the run.
These fastballs, you know, that fastball was down in the dirt. One he tried to overthrow, elevate. That one cut on him, looked like a strike. His curveball, threw a couple for a strike, bounced a few, then gets to the changeup, threw some down in his zone, and he was down in his zone, and with 2 strikes, he threw one he left elevated to Kepler for a base hit RBI single.
Ray Adrianza will bat.
Kepler at first, excuse me, Castro at first, and one away.
Another good at bat by Buxton right there. Line that ball hard to the left fielder.
And it ended up being what, a 5-pitch at bat. It was a 2-2 count, I believe. And hitters talk about that sometimes, how they just like to see pitches, and things are going well when they can see pitches. You've seen that from Buxton. It's not 3 and out as often as it was in April.
He's not getting himself out early in the count.
Yep. Strike called, 1-1.
He's making the pitchers work for that out.
Adrianza 1 hit in 7 at bats.
When I got here on Tuesday, I shook Adrianza's hands, and he has some of the biggest hands.
Really?
Yes.
Swing and a miss.
You shake a hand with hands with a guy, and he's like, makes you feel small. Well, that's how I felt shaking his hand the other day.
First year with the Twins, known for his defense more than his bat.
Fastball in right there. See if he throws another high fastball or a breaking ball right here.
Outside. 2-2.
See, on that fastball, he didn't try to overthrow it. So he stayed true, didn't fly open with his front side, was able to get that ball close to where Hannigan wanted it to be.
Now in the dirt. Castro again can't advance. 3-2. He'll take off perhaps here with 1 out, and Dozier on deck.
And once again, another tough at bat. Drawing the count out to 3-2.
It really does wear in a starting pitcher, doesn't it? When every at bat it's 4 pitches, 5 pitches, 6 pitches, and then you have to face 5 guys in an inning, and pretty soon you're at 100 pitches in the 5th inning.
And every time it takes just a small little chink out of your armor.
Just missing inside. Adrianza draws a walk, and that advances Castro to second. So first time through the order, the Twins have 2 singles. They've taken 3 walks. 2 aboard for Dozier. Tuesday, June 20th. It's University of St. Thomas night here at Target Field. Limited number of St. Thomas themed night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a purple and gray Twins cap. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/St. Thomas or call 800-33-TWINS. And now a big at bat for Dozier. Another one of those at bats we've talked about here today. Chance to do some damage, drive in some runs early in a ball game, maybe set the tone for the ball game. And Dozier takes low, ball 1.
Chatwood was not happy at himself on that 3-2 fastball. He knew that as he keeps putting himself in situations that they're going to be high stress innings, something's bad bound to happen.
Ringled out of the first, allowing just 1 run on a 2-out single. And now Dozier takes low, ball 2. My goodness. 44 pitches and just 20 strikes. A 45% strike percentage.
Sometimes you go out there and you start in the game, you're just fighting against yourself, and you can't get a good feel, and you're throwing the ball just, wherever.
Backhanded by Valaika out there, and that's all they'll get. Force at second, first, and third. Now 2 down for Grossman.
Defense. Defense.
And now Grossman. Twins again. It's a favorable count for Dozier. Grossman had one of those in a pinch hitting appearance this afternoon. 2-0. And ended up hitting a ground ball double play.
That was the ball was right down the middle, but at the end that ball had just a little sink on it right there, and which made Dozier hit that ball into the ground and ended up being a 6-4
nearly to the backstop. Nice stop by Hannigan. Chatwood's all over the place.
He's having a tough time right now.
Desmond will come in, try to get Chatwood's attention. This is the guy Chatwood wants to make or get. because he doesn't want to face Sano with the bases loaded or with anybody on base for that matter. He'd rather have Sano lead off the third.
With nobody on base.
With nobody on base. 1-0 to Grossman. Drilled a single in his first at bat. On a pitch up, fouled it straight back.
Good fastball right there, in on the hands of Grossman. Wasn't able to do much with it. Would get a piece of it and foul it back. Looks like Tyler's fighting with his release point just a tad bit. And when you do that, you start to speed up a little bit in your delivery. You're searching for, for a good feeling.
That one landed 6 feet in front of the plate, and Dozier will advance to second. That was halfway between the grass and home plate.
1-1 breaking ball.
A wild pitch. And Hannigan did a nice job deflecting it up the line to keep the runner at third, Castro, from scoring. 2 men in scoring position now.
It's a good take by Grossman right there. I've seen guys swing at balls, curveballs that, get hit at the grass just because they're swinging out of the pitcher's hand.
The Twins left runners at first and second in the first inning.
A couple guys he's thrown behind the count breaking balls to Escobar. He didn't.
Inside 3-1, and there's Sano waiting on deck, wiping his chin right now. This would be a great opportunity for Sano if Grossman draws a walk.
He's wiping his chin or licking his chops? Which one?
One or the other. Ground ball headed up the middle. Nice play by LeMahieu. Got him. What a play on the backhand side to end the inning. A sensational play by LeMahieu to get Robbie Grossman. And the Twins leap 2 aboard. Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Ryan Hannigan leading off the third. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Generally, there are 2 types of pitchers. There are strikeout pitchers and pitch to contact pitchers. Berrios has been both here today. He struck out 4 batters and he's made contact. He's hit 2 batters. That's been it in terms of the Rockies and their ability to get on base.
He's done a great job the first time around the lineup, keeping these guys off balance and keeping them off base.
4 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 2 looking. 1-1 to Hannigan.
We talk about defense, and I think DJ LeMahieu, one of those guys.
Adrianza scoops over to Mauer, 1 away. 1 down in the 3rd inning. This was predictable. Julio Teheran for the Braves. Bautista at the plate. And Bautista went to first without conversation, without discussion. Went to first. Both benches were warned. And we'll hope that's the end of the situation there.
Hit him in a good spot in the thigh. It was a good spot. Wasn't high, wasn't too low. It was, it was a good spot. Bautista wasn't mad. It's over with. Took his base. Returned the page.
I thought Ryan O'Flaherty, who I guess he hit the home run against O'Flaherty in yesterday's game, came up with an interesting comment about the bat flip and everything that happened with the Braves comfortably in front even after the home run. Fouled away. He said he's trying to provoke something. He said, you would think after last year Bautista wouldn't want to fight anyone again. After rooting at Odor, drilled him with a punch.
Once again, I have no problem with the bat flip. It's part of our game now. It's a new generation, and that's how they play the game.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strikeout number 5. It's nice to see the strikeouts, but what is particularly interesting, I think, to Twins fans, he's getting swings and misses on different pitches. First the fastball, then a breaking ball like that.
Well, he has command of those pitches, and the Rocky hitters have to respect that. And that was a great 2-strike breaking ball to Blackman right there. He got up under his swing because he's a low ball hitter, and got the punch out.
Struck out LeMahieu looking in the 1st inning. Twins have, tinkered with Berrios. They want to see the results up here that they saw in the minor leagues. And one of the things they did, LaTroy, was to work with Berrios and bring his hands over his head. Now, if not this inning, then in the 4th. I want you to talk a little bit about that, bringing his hands over his head and what that might do for him, either mechanically or even mentally. Pitch up and in, and it's 1-1.
Well, I think it's more not from the windup. I think it's more from the stretch. Some minor adjustments that we wanted him to make.
Breaking ball and a lazy fly to right, and Berrios has his easiest and best inning so far, a 1-2-3 third, and Miguel Sano will lead off the bottom of the 3rd. Off the bottom of the 3rd, and now let's go to Chicago for our game break. It's Bryant at Wrigley Field, straightaway center, and a home run for Bryant, and the Cubs beat the Reds 9-5. Twins third baseman Miguel Sano will lead off the bottom of the third. Taking low, ball one. 51 pitches, 23 strikes for Chatwood, and yet the Twins have just one run. They've left 4 men on. Half swing and a strike. A Sano fan out in the catch area where Sano hit one a couple weeks ago. Tried to hit one just as far there, and it's 1-2.
There's that high fastball. Love that high fastball. Not good at hitting that pitch, but you know he loves that pitch down in the zone. If he can just key in on something down, he'll be able to put a good swing on it.
A mile in the air, short center field. And Blackman makes the catch, 1 away. In the years I've been doing this, I can't recall so many good young third basemen. Arenado, we've seen him both offensively and defensively, one of the best in the game. Gallo right now is a third baseman. Manny Machado in Baltimore, they're saying he might be better defensively than Brooks Robinson. And in Baltimore, if you're saying that, that's the highest praise possible. There's Joe Mauer.
Manny Machado. Definitely one of my favorite players.
By the way, it's Brooks Robinson's birthday today. Hall of Fame third baseman, turning 80 today. Reggie Jackson turning 71 today. 1-0 to Mauer. Drew a walk in the first, and now he takes a strike.
See if he throws him another changeup, and if he does, he makes sure it's down. Fastball in, up and in.
And missing inside, 2-1.
Looks like he's just cutting that ball off because at the end it's cutting a lot.
With just 2 hits, they were both singles in the first. It's hit to left. Tapia retreating, going back. He won't get there. Parra had a similar ball this afternoon and played it about as effectively. A slicing line drive over the head of the left fielder.
Those 2 balls that you're talking about, they were just hit so hard. I mean, Mauer put a great swing on this fastball right here. And the left fielder breaking back on it, and the ball slicing. So you see, he gets his steps a little turn, he gets turned around a little bit, and can't recover.
And now here's Kepler, who drove in the first run of the game with a single up the middle in the first inning. Again, about halfway between the grass and home plate.
When I look at that, I'm just saying to myself, he's making sure he doesn't hang his breaking ball.
Hannigan does a nice job controlling the deflection.
It's a good block right there. You're right. He's blocked quite a few balls already in the first 3 innings.
Yes, he has. Kepler checks his swing and takes ball 2. Another breaking ball. Well, at some point the Twins need to make him pay. He's been behind in counts. He's walked too many guys. He's lacked command in the strike zone.
Yeah, all those things you mentioned right there, Richard. Recipe for disaster. But when we have put the ball in play, his teammates made some pretty good plays. You know, that play to end the inning right there by DJ LeMahieu's so underrated at second base. Don't know how he didn't win a Gold Glove last year or in 2015. He won one in 2014.
Now 3-0, first base open. Escobar on deck.
61 pitches so far.
27 strikes.
Yep.
See if Kepler's green lighted here. Took it up high for ball 4. One walk in the first, 2 walks in the second, and now 1 here in the third. Escobar left 2 men aboard in the first inning with a ground ball, a routine ground ball to LeMahieu.
last 2 innings, Chatwood's been very tough with runners on base. You know, when nobody's on base, the plate has been a little elusive to him.
Escobar takes ball 1, and Hannigan had a tough time catching that pitch. Nice to see here at Target Field from time to time. They'll bring back the old walks will haunt graphic from the Metrodome. They just flashed it up here, but in reality the walks haven't haunted Chatwood yet.
Yeah, but the odds, if it keeps happening, are definitely not in his favor.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Swing and a miss, 1-1.
That fastball had a lot of movement away from Escobar right there. He thought he was right on that pitch, and the ball just kept running away from his bat.
This afternoon, Irvin Santana had problems throwing strikes, and we mentioned that the walks were up significantly May over April. And that's been the case for Chatwood, too. In his 3 prior starts, covering 16 2/3 innings, he'd issued 11 walks, which is way too high to be successful. And now he's walked 4 early in tonight's start. 2-1. 2-2.
Chances of being successful, continue pitching behind an account in the big leagues, aren't in your favor. First pitch strikes for Chatwood is 3 of 15.
2-2 to Escobar. Swing and a miss. Just reached back for 94 and got him. 2 down. That'll bring up Castro. Pretty good baseball being played in Texas these days. That's our big story. Dallas Keuchel leading the Astros to the best record in Major League Baseball, 29-12. Keuchel 7-0. And the Rangers have won 9 straight to recover from their poor start. They're back above the 500 mark, won again today.
Good thing we're in there when they wasn't playing well.
Yes.
That team, you can just tell they're just a matter of time before everything starts to click in.
What Castro could do here. In the dirt, ball 1. Castro walked, got as far as third base in the 2nd inning.
You're going to have to rub up a lot more balls today than they did the 2nd game than they did the 1st game.
It seems like every other pitch is being taken out of the game.
Given to some lucky fan.
One and 0. 2-0.
Become a regular occurrence this inning, 2-0. But he's been able to, wiggle his way around the lineup, and first and second, 2 outs, and as we always say, you're still just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
3-0. The man's thrown 70 pitches tonight and thrown 30 strikes.
Definitely not a good strike to ball ratio.
Buxton on deck. And a 4-pitch walk loads them up for Buxton. Buxton has had 5 good plate appearances, has 1 hit to show for it. Put to the mound by the pitching coach. And Buxton has a chance to give the Twins and his pitcher Jose Berrios a little breathing room. Steve Foster, the pitching coach.
One of the best. Came over in 2015, and this guy is so passionate about pitching and teaching, and he gives you these speeches, and by the time he's done talking to you, there's not a dry eye in the room. He's that passionate about whatever he talks about. He's passionate about.
Buxton lined to left. His first time up, and he's due for a broken bat flare and a hit. There's a breaking ball, strike one.
Defense playing Buxton to pull a little bit. I would like to see him shoot this ball into right center field and watch him run around the bases. There's a lot of room out there.
One strike. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
Now that's that power slider we've talked about from Chatwood. And that was 90 miles an hour.
Haven't seen much of it.
Nope, it looked like a fastball right there, right into the very end, and it dips away. And that's why hitters are hitting 0-41 on his slider this year.
Buxton in a bad spot, 0-2 with the bases loaded and 2 out. Tried to get him to chase that one.
First 2 innings, he was throwing the curveball at 78 to 81 miles an hour, and Buxton steps up with bases loaded in the 3rd inning, and he breaks out the slider.
Long look in. Buxton asks for time, tired of waiting.
Got a couple things he can do right here, Chatwood, with Buxton. He can, fastball in, elevate it, or he can break the ball away.
Struck him out with another slider, and the Twins have left 7 men on through 3 innings. But Santana had a trouble throwing first pitch strikes, but the kid's doing a pretty good job.
Getting off to a great start of getting that first pitch over for a strike. He's 10 out of 11 right now, and he can't get any better than that unless he's going 11 for 11.
We were talking before while he was out there pitching from the windup, and the Twins have had him bring his hands up over his head. But you said the biggest change they're trying to make with him is out of the stretch position.
Yeah, out of the stretch, and they won't. His hands are so far away from his body. His hands are away from his body like this. Instead of getting round like he's on a carousel, we want him to get like he's on a Ferris wheel. So we're going to go over this way, over the top, instead of swinging out.
So instead of torquing sideways, just rocking back and going more over the top.
Want his hands here instead of here, going this way.
Then the glove can help deception with the pitch and all that, right?
Exactly.
And a foul, 2 strikes. Well, in the 3rd inning, there wasn't anybody on base for him to pitch from the stretch or with.
Yeah, I love his delivery from the windup.
So nice, he drops the glove. He drops the glove in the full windup, but then brings it back up. Fastball's up high. 95
miles an hour high fastball.
And it looks like he's just playing catch with somebody. That's how easy the motion is.
That's special. That's what makes him special. What his ball does and how easy it looks.
Breaking ball and another strikeout for Berrios. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the 3rd, and an early one here in the 4th.
And that breaking ball just locked Nolan up right there. Just locked him up. He couldn't. He froze him. Look at his breaking ball with the. You see Nolan flinch, and once he flinched, it was too late to pull the trigger.
Fox Tracks presented by Jeep. One down in the fourth. 7 in a row sent down by Berrios. No hits allowed. Here's Gonzalez, who struck out on 3 fastballs in the first. And he can't catch up with that one for strike 1.
And that fastball right there is more in his hitting zone. But with the velocity and the way the ball explodes once it gets in the hitting zone, all in favor for Berrios right there.
And I guess unless he's going to make contact with that fastball, he's going to continue to see it.
Yeah, but if he decides to throw a breaking ball right here, it has to be in the dirt. You don't want it to catch any other plate because he's a great low ball hitter. And here's the breaking ball right here. Down, young man. It's a good pitch. Good pitch right there.
Gonzalez was taking it like he was expecting it. 1-2.
Now you showed him the breaking ball. Now we go back to the fastball elevated and look for the punch out. Just a little too high.
2-2.
See, Castro told him stay back right there. Don't rush. Don't get too excited.
Seen that a couple of times, haven't we? Threw it in the dirt, a fastball in the dirt a couple innings ago when he was trying to reach back.
Stay within your delivery. Being able to repeat that delivery, especially when you feel good and you find a good release point.
50 pitches. Foul back. 51 pitches, 35 strikes, a strike percentage of 69.
It's a good day right there so far. Keep it up. Attack, attack, attack. Be aggressive in the strike zone. Make good and throw good strikes.
Breaking ball missed inside. That was a tougher one to take. That was nearly over the inside corner.
Good take right there by Cargo. See if he can hold up on this high fastball right here.
Desmond on deck.
3-2 guys get a little antsy.
Just blew him away. Gonzalez has, I think, swung through 6 of Berrios' fastballs, and this is Carlos Gonzalez. 2 down. Target Field's become the top choice for families throughout Twins territory, celebrating all kinds of special occasions. You can schedule your special event in a fully catered Target Field suite available for groups of 16 to 150 plus. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS to schedule an event. Up high with a fastball, ball 1. Desmond got hit in the back with a mid-90s fastball, leading off the second inning.
1-2 count. Work that hard to get ahead and count. The last thing you want to do is hit a guy. Saw that ball coming close to him. Took a big swing at it.
I can't think of a pitcher in recent memory who, granted Saturday in Cleveland, and we're talking a very small sample size, breaking ball taken for a strike, who has gotten so many swings and misses with a fastball.
Well, we'll talk about spin rate.
Well, eventually I was going to ask you about that. He must have a very high spin rate with a high revolution.
Yeah, very high spin rate. And when the ball gets in the zone.
Dozier fields, throws. Another 1-2-3 inning for Berrios, including a couple of strikeouts. He's got 7 Ks through 4 no-hit innings. as we go to the 4th inning. The Twins have had every opportunity, in every inning to put up a crooked number, but they haven't. Just one run in the first. Adrianza will lead things off, and he lines one down the left field line. Adrianza will round first, and he will dig for second with a first pitch double. Adrianza walked in the second, and he jumps on the first pitch, and the Twins hit a ball past Arenado.
Can't get them all, thank God. You know, I like the fact that he went up there and swing, and he wasn't going to get deep in the count. You know what? First good fastball I see him, put a good whack on it, and standing on second with no outs. Hopefully we can get him in.
And we'll see what the Twins can do with the leadoff double. They got a 1-out double in the 3rd inning and left the bases full. Here is Dozier. Dozier with a couple of ground balls to the left side. One to third, one to short. Squaring, and another 55-footer by Chatwood. He's had at least 3 balls that haven't come close to home plate, and he has worn out Ryan Hanning.
I saw our bullpen catching Nate rubbing up balls yesterday. I think he's going to have to rub up a few more.
Dozier squaring to bunt, wants to at least advance Adrianza. And he takes a strike.
He's one away from the curveball. Now he's went to his best pitch to that slider. It was another slider at 88 miles an hour right there.
It was an effective pitch in the Buxton at bat. Struck him out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sliders slash cutter. Torrey like to say you call it a slutter. There it is again. There it is again.
It's got to be tough, and you said you tried to throw both and did it at times in your career. It's got to be tough to have command of 2 breaking pitches at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you know what? That's why the first time through the lineup he threw his curveball, and the second time through the lineup he kind of put the curveball to the back burner and throwing his slider. And if he stays in his game long enough, I imagine he's going to break out the curveball at some point in time again. Oh.
My goodness,
that's
that
a good
like
fastball right there.
The knees right over the middle of the plate.
And, you know, people would say, well, he's been all over the place today. You can't expect to get that pitch. Why not? A strike is a strike.
Yeah, you're
a strike
absolutely
is a
right.
strike.
Dozier's lucky he still has something left in this at bat. 2-2.
Well, since he gets another chance, make him pay.
To short center. And Blackman with the catch. No chance for Adrianza to advance. 1 down. Tough break, figuratively and literally, for the Atlanta Braves. Freddie Freeman was off to a great start. Look at the numbers on the bottom of your screen, and his 2017 season will be interrupted on our Sanford Health injury report. Broken left wrist, out minimum 8 weeks, more likely 10 weeks. No surgery.
I think they've played 10 or 11 different series, and he's homered in all 10 series. It's a pretty impressive stat.
Here's Grossman. Grossman lined a sharp single and scored a run in the first inning. Then he nearly drove in a couple of runs with a single up the middle, but LeMahieu made a nice backhanded play and threw him out on a close play. Outside, ball 1. What we've seen here tonight is kind of what's happened to this Twins team far too many times at home. Just inning after inning, at bat after at bat, a chance to do some damage. Dozier doesn't advance Adrianza. And Grossman delivers the hit, and Adrianza will score.
That'll get him home.
Big hit for Grossman, his second of the ball game, and the Twins lead it 2-0. Grossman, almost a 3-hit night, but he's gotten a couple of big ones, reaching across the plate to poke that single.
Chatwood was hurt on another changeup right there. Good piece of hitting by Grossman. Recognized it was a changeup, got out front just a little bit, but he kept his hands back and he was able to shoot that ball in the center field.
Now Sano. Sano went down swinging in the first, hit a towering fly ball to Blackman in the third. And off the handle of the bat, foul, 1 strike.
That's a 95 hard in on the knuckles. And this ball, when it's up like that, it doesn't have much sink to it, so it's going more just bearing right on a right-hand hitter. And he punched Sano out early in his first at bat with 2 fastballs in that were sinking, and Sano swung over the top.
Target outside, pitch outside, 1-1.
Looks like every time he's tried to go away to a righty, the ball's cutting on him. And when he was going in and lefty, it's the same exact thing. The ball just kind of runs away, gets away from him. .85 pitches.
And another foul, mid-90s fastball.
Definitely can see how they're going to pitch Sano, and they're going to try to take his power away from him and pitch him in. Stay on the hands. Do not let the big fella get extended.
One and two.
Fastball in again right here.
And Sano strikes out on that slider. 2 down, and that'll bring up Mauer. Let's get caught up. Compliments of Toyota. The Twins getting a couple of big RBI singles. Kepler in the first inning, and then Grossman a few moments ago scoring Adrianza. Story of the game has been Berrios, who's backed up so far. His outstanding outing on Saturday in Cleveland, maybe even a better one so far here today. He hasn't given up any hits. Here's Mauer, taking a low, ball 1. Mauer with a slicing double over the head of the left fielder Tapia.
First fastball right there. Really looked like a strike at the bottom of the zone. When you're out there and you're struggling, you know, the plate is moving around and you finally throw a strike and you call it a ball, that just adds to the level of frustration.
1-1. 90th pitch of the night for Chatwood. He's thrown 42 strikes. The upcoming pitch will be the 90th. Blocked by Hannigan.
Another ball in the dirt. Another ball to rub up by our guy Nate.
Nate Diamond, the bullpen catcher for the Twins. Two and 1 to Mauer. Chatwood faced 6 men in the first, 5 men in the second, 6 men in the third, and Mauer the 5th man he's faced here in the 4th. In other words, he's not had one clean inning. And Mauer takes a strike, 2-2.
It's a good fastball. Good location on that fastball right there. It's a chance to get out this inning and limit the damage.
Grossman checked at first. Grossman stole second base in the first inning. And a foul off the mask of Hannigan, high off on the screen. See the hockey goalie catcher's mask as often as you did maybe 10 years ago. I'd wear both. I'd wear the old iron grill that catchers used to wear and the hockey mask.
You know what, Richard? I wouldn't wear any because I'm not catching. No way. I mean, that's a tough position. That is very tough. You have to know every pitcher, every hitter on the other team, and then you got to worry about hitting yourself.
Nice catch by Chatwood, and he'll retire Bauer. Inning started with a first pitch double. Grossman brought him home. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm.
Has looked fantastic so far in this game tonight. And one big change for him from last season to this season is that this year, for the first time in his career, he has been using a Major League Baseball when he throws his side sessions, his bullpen sessions in the minor leagues. That the seams in the baseball, these are different. They're a little bit higher. You get a better grip on that minor league baseball. And Jose has said that it has made a huge difference for him, that he feels a lot more comfortable now with this big league baseball. And it's kind of an odd policy that there's not one universal baseball used. And LaTroy, I want to get your opinion on that. How different is the minor league baseball? How different does it feel to a pitcher compared to this Major League Baseball?
Well, the Major League Baseball, the seams are raised just enough on them. In the minor league baseball, the seams aren't. It's almost like throwing a cue ball, and that makes a huge difference. I used to raise the seam when I was on the mound, but minor league and Major League definitely have a different baseball. It makes you wonder, why don't they use the same baseball?
Parra gets the first base hit, a roller past Dozier into right field. Been a lot of swings and misses regardless of how big the seams are. With Berrios striking out 7 men through 4.
Fastball right there. Mayhew locked him up. High fastball to Cargo. You know, breaking ball right there to Tapia. The Laker. Caught looking. And a fastball to breaking ball to Blackman and breaking ball to Nolan. And once again, another fastball to Cargo.
Tapia swung over the top of a curveball and struck out in the second inning. It'll be Tapia now, then Valaika. He struck out looking on a fastball, and then Hannigan, if all three in fact bat. Berrios, of course, would love a ground ball hit at somebody.
Pitcher's best friend.
Runner goes, swung on and missed. Castro's throw out at second base, and Parra says, take a look at it. The tag from Adrianza was in the lower half, and the question will be, did Parra reach for the bag before the tag? He's out.
Yep, he's out.
If the tag, if the glove was not put down between his legs.
He's out.
You know, he's out.
They have those.
You know, it's interesting. I said this a couple weeks ago. Runners have learned, I thought, and we don't see enough of as much of the runners claiming they're safe and to look at a replay, but you see it all the time now. They have no idea that they're actually out.
Oh, I think they kind of feel for the tag, and if you don't feel the tag, you just assume that he didn't tag you and you're safe. I don't like when the guys, it's a play like that and the guys look up and point towards the dugout like they're not going to already check. There's already, protocol has already been put in place. The phone call's already been made.
Well, that's exactly what Parra did. He came up out of his head first slide and pointed at the dugout. And replay showed clearly that Adrianza did a nice job dropping a high throw into the tag. 1-2 now to Tapia.
You know, Tapia swung at that ball and he was very close to being interference on him, obstructing Castro's throw to second base. The breaking ball right here so he can get the punch out.
Off the plate, 2-2.
When he throw that breaking ball, he wanted to be towards Tapia's back foot so he can swing over the top of it. Go to elevated fastball right here.
And it worked. And Berrios has strikeout number 8. And now he'll face Valaika.
He just attacked the young man, just threw his whole arsenal at him. Fastballs, breaking balls, sliders at his back foot, and then he just put him away with a high fastball. That fastball looks so hittable, and a lot of guys just can't catch up with it.
Valaika called out on strikes his first time up.
Started him off with 2 breaking balls the last time.
And a strike on the outside corner. With every inning, it seems as if Berrios' confidence is rising.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to, his confidence is growing, and he's starting to, get in a very good rhythm, especially the second time around and the third time around this lineup.
Breaking ball missed. I'm not sure where.
It's one of the few times tonight he's been behind in the count.
2-1. Can you think of anybody? You followed the Twins even though you were pitching for other teams. This guy gets swings and misses with his fastball. Liriano maybe?
Yeah, but I think what made the guy swing and miss at Liriano's fastball, his cutter, his slider was so good that you're protecting against it.
Foul back. Berrios struck out 8 one other time, and that was a little more than a year ago at Houston.
Castro wanted that fastball just a little further away from the hitter. He got it over the middle of the plate, just up a little bit. See if he can repeat that or throw a breaking ball in the dirt.
2-2. Bouncer foul. Where Chatwood has faced 6 men, 5 men, 6 men, 5 men so far in his 4 innings. Berrios has faced 4, 4, 3, 3, and maybe 3 again here in the 5th. Got him with a slow breaking ball. 2 more strikeouts for Berrios, a career high of 9, and he's sailing through 5. Max Kepler will lead off the 5th with the Twins up 2-0. the 2 and the nothing, due partly at least to Max Kepler. Kepler with an RBI single, then a run-saving catch in a key spot in the second inning. And now Kepler, who has singled and walked, will lead off the Twins' 5th. Very slow breaking ball.
Back to the curveball again.
Strike
right there.
one. Kepler's 2-out RBI single in the first put the Twins on the board. Then they added another run in the 4th. Fly ball left center field. Tapia with the catch, 1 away. Let's go to Marty Gelder.
Well, we are inside the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle. This is Ashley. She is celebrating her 28th birthday today. And for Ashley, we have $100 worth of scratch-off lottery tickets. And this was not a game on the schedule. And you're here with 4 other people. How'd you guys get all rounded up and plans made to be at this game tonight?
Well, it was my birthday yesterday, so just kind of decided to come back down today and celebrate a day late.
And how is it celebrating your birthday at the ballpark?
It's great. We're winning 2-0, so go Twins.
That's all we need. Make a birthday girl happy and get a win for the Twins, guys.
Thank you, Marty. Yeah, it's turned into a more pleasant evening than we anticipated. Nice to see blue sky again.
That's a good thing. The wind's died down a little bit. It's not blowing out papers up here all over the place. And that was one of the best changeups Chatwood's thrown all night. That ball was down in the zone, and it was diving towards the dirt. Got Escobar just a little out front. He was able to get just a piece of it to foul it off.
Now Escobar takes ball 2. Escobar 0 for 2, grounder to second, a swinging strikeout.
Chatwood's thrown 3 curveballs so far this inning. Didn't throw any last inning.
Foul back. Chatwood's never retired the first 2 batters of an inning. In fact, only one other time had he retired the leadoff man, and that was 2 other times, I guess, and that was in the 1st and the 3rd inning. But in each case, Twins' second hitter of the inning got a base hit. And Escobar chips one to short center. Long run for Blackman, and it's the shortstop Valaika who makes the catch. 2 away. Only in Minnesota can you visit a wide range of museums, whether you're an art, history, science, military, plant, or animal lover. There's a museum featuring your same passion. Find art from around the world in Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Institute of Art's modern masterpieces at the Walker Art Center, European treasures at the Museum of Russian Art. You can plan your day out at the museum at exploreminnesota.com and share your favorites with hashtag #OnlyInMN. 2 gone. Here's Castro. He's walked twice, and he takes ball 1.
That was the 101st pitch for Tyler Chatwood so far this evening. Pitch 101.
And 50 of them strikes.
The last 2 innings starting to get back to that 50-50 ratio.
1-1.
Closer to it. $50 balls, 50 strikes, total of 102. Hannigan put down about 3 different signs, and Chatwood didn't like neither of the 3. Fastball in right here.
Castro swung through it. 1-2.
Good pitch. Fastball in, a little up.
Chatwood has pitched from the stretch so much. Got to feel good for him to just pitch from the windup for a sequence of pitches.
Hey, well, all those innings started. He started from his windup.
1-2. Now 2-2.
Elevated fastball. 2-2. I'd like to see him throw one of those good sliders right here to Castro.
I'd rather see him throw a really bad slider to Castro.
Well, I hadn't seen him throw a slider to a lefty, but he's going to throw a curveball right here.
On the ground, LeMahieu has an easy play. And Chatwood has his first 1-2-3 inning. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Header, our Pepsi fans of the game. Not many fans here tonight because fans who were holding a ticket for last night's game had the option of using it tonight or any other game later on this year. Dick Bramer along with LaTroy Hawkins, and as interesting and exciting as it was to watch Berrios pitch in Cleveland, this Rockies lineup a little bit more potent. At least they're swinging it right now better than Cleveland is, and what he's shown the Twins fans here tonight I think is even more enticing. Very enticing. He's done everything he needed to do to be successful up until this point. He's thrown all his breaking pitches for strikes behind an account, which he hadn't been that often in this game. He's done a lot of good things, good rhythm, good pace, and a lot of first pitch strikes. Whether by design or not, Berrios the kid following Santana the veteran. Busted bat, roller to short. Adrianza has it. Has plenty of time to make the throw on target, one away. And in reality, Berrios has pitched more like the veteran, and Santana was the guy having the tough time throwing first pitch strikes. Yeah, he's one of just a day like that for Santana. It happens, but this guy's coming out throwing everything for a strike. His fastball is very explosive in the zone. His slider looks like Jose Fernandez slider, just never stops going, and he's freezing a lot of hitters on, making them flinch with a good breaking ball. One down quickly here in the sixth. This will be his pitch number 75, and 50 of them have been strikes so far through the 74. And there's a first pitch breaking ball, ball one. So a strike percentage is 67%, which is ideal. It's the third time around the lineup. Starting with this at bat, yep. 2-0. It's a pretty good night when your third time starts in the sixth inning. Yeah. He's doing a lot of things right, as we talked about. Driven hard and foul. I guarantee you hit an empty seat. Came pretty close to hitting an occupied one, but thankfully didn't. That ball was rocketed. Blackman with a fly to right and a swinging strikeout. Very aggressive swing on a 2-0 count. It's good. A good fastball in, and the only thing he can do with that ball is foul it off. And an off-speed pitch gets a weak grounder to first. Mauer will take care of that himself. 2 down. In support of Mental Health Month this May, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and its commitment to replacing stigma with hope and improving the lives of families and those affected by mental health conditions. Learn more about how to be stigma-free and visit foxsportsupports.com. 2 outs here in the inning. Very quick outs on ground balls, and now LeMahieu. That changeup right there, a 2-1 pitch to Blackman's best changeup he's thrown all day. It was in a great count, 2-1. Blackman's looking for a fastball, threw him a nice changeup, able to get him to get out front, roll over for an easy 3-1 out. It's been fun to watch. If the Twins are going to prove that the good start is not a mirage, that this team can be competitive this year, they need Berrios to pitch and contribute to a good pitching staff. Well, if he can continue the way he started the season, from last Saturday, and give them that extra, push, shot in arm that they need, man, with Santiago, Phil Hughes, Berrios, and Santana, that's a pretty good 4 right there. To right field. Kepler retreats. Quick inning. Berrios again in the 6th for the 4th inning in a row. Faces just 3 batters. Jose Berrios pitching well, 2-0. Looking for the ultimate Twins experience this summer? The all-new Twins baseball and softball camps presented by select Heartland Chevy dealers are perfect for your kids' summer plans. Camps are for kids age 6 to 14. Feature a current Twins player and coach, a VIP day trip to Target Field, a full Twins uniform, skills competition, and more. To learn more and register, visit twinsbaseball.com/training. Twins got a couple of runs against Tyler Chatwood, and now they'll get into a very good Colorado bullpen, starting with veteran Chad Qualls. Qualls has done well, limited duty, just his 8th game of the year.
Veteran Chad Qualls.
Byron Buxton will lead things off. Squaring to bunt, he jabbed at it, strike one. Looked like he tried to push the bunt toward the first baseman Desmond that time. Arenado started way back, and as Qualls was going through his windup, Arenado was speed walking toward home plate like he was anticipating a bunt attempt from Buxton.
Started to creep up and let him know I'm well aware of what you're trying to do. The ambush right here.
1-1. Buxton lined out to left in the second, struck out swinging, leaving the bases full in the third. Two and one.
If I remember correctly, Charles has a good sinker. As you can see on that first pitch, Buxton tried to bunt it. Had it been a four-seamer, he probably would have put a good bunt down, but that ball started to sink and he wasn't able to keep the bat head on it.
Two and one to Buxton. Hook foul. 2-2.
And I would like to see Buxton just drive a ball in that right center field gap right there. Look at that. That's wide open.
Popped it up. And Desmond watches it drift back into the seats. State Farm combination. Bullpen for the Rockies has been very good. One of the reasons why the run scoring for the Twins has been kind of in neutral here in this series so far.
You have to get to the starters because their bullpen's been locked down solid so far this season.
Coming into the game, just 4 runs in 2 games. On the ground, 2 hops. Arenado has it. And did he tag him? First base umpire Alfonso Marquez said he tagged him. Paul Molitor's got a foot out of the dugout. And Buxton heading to the dugout like he knows he was tagged. Right there. So there will be no challenge. 1 away. And Adrianza, who started the 4th inning with a first pitch double between Arenado and the line.
Speed makes you rush your throw and everything. I mean, that right there is a prime example.
Down and in, ball 1. Adrianza basically on the team at the expense of Danny Santana, who was picked up by the Braves, off to a slow start with them. And 2 entirely different ball players, although both utility players. Adrianza playing some in Rochester in the outfield to broaden his versatility. But Adrianza known for his defense, and if he gives you some offense, well, then that's great. Danny Santana needed to hit to contribute to this team, and he didn't do much of it the last couple of years. Grounder to first, Desmond to the bag, 2 down. And that'll bring up Brian Dozier. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Combine auto and renters and see how much you can save. It's been great to have LaTroy Hawkins in the booth during this series. We're hoping to get you your first Twins win as a broadcaster.
I knew somebody was going to go there.
Twins haven't done much run scoring, but you're going to be back after this game tonight to do another, what, 9 telecasts, I believe. You're going to do a total of 12, something like that. Torrey Hunter's going to do 12, I think.
Yeah, my next series will be at the end of June sometime, and then I'm back in August and September.
All right. Torrey will be working this weekend for the Royals series. Royals are hosting the Yankees. They're leading 2-0 in the third. They'll fly here after the game. Of course, the Twins have won all 5 games between the Twins and the Royals so far this year. So regardless of what happens tonight, Twins hope to have another good series against Kansas City. Dozier takes a strike. 0 for 3 in the ball game here today.
Like Chad Quall's finish right there. Once he releases the ball, his back leg comes up and it never touches the ground, like he's kicking a field goal up front.
Dozier takes another strike. 1-2.
Like Quall's been with 9 different organizations and Houston twice.
He's challenging your record for almost pitching for as many teams as you didn't pitch for. You had what, 11?
11 teams. And the Rockies twice.
And the Rockies twice.
Second round pick in the 2000 draft. When he was with the Marlins, he came in the game against us, and I guess a crucial situation. He ended up getting out of it, bases loaded, no outs, didn't give up a run, and he gave himself a fist pump. And when he came around with his fist pump, his foot got caught. He fell, he rolled, and popped back up, and kept on running to the dugout. And I was in the clubhouse, and we were talking about it on Tuesday, and we both were cracking up.
The drive to center hit pretty well. Going back is Blackman, going back to the wall, and Blackman makes a catch. Qualls has a 1-2-3 inning. 6 shutout innings for Jose Berrios, out for more in the 7th. One of the most gratifying things about Berrios' 2017 debut, the 5 outs he got after the 6th inning. And he's out to get some more after the 6th inning here tonight. 6 virtually perfect innings, just 1 hit, no walks, 2 hit batters. And he'll face the 3, 4, and 5 batters here in the 7th. First pitch, fouled back.
It's a very important inning right here. Facing the middle of their lineup. And, you know, the key to this inning is getting the lead off hitter, which is Nolan Arenado.
Hit him with a breaking ball in the first, struck him out with a breaking ball in the 4th. And another breaking ball and a swing and a foul. 0-2. Man, this is fun to watch. We've heard about him for so long. And to see the potential being realized, at least in his first 2 starts. A Rocky team that's filled with a lot of dangerous hitters, and he's limited them to 1 ground ball single so far.
He's showing us that he's the real deal. He got off to just a bad season in 2016. And I mean, it happens. The good thing is he was able to right the ship and come up to the big leagues and get off to a very good start and build his confidence.
And again, he's just 22 years old. He's given up 1 run so far this year in 13 2/3 innings.
And he's ahead of Nolan Arenado right here. And he threw him that slider, and the first 2 times he kind of surprised Nolan with the slider. He kind of flinched. He didn't flinch on that slider right there. He was right on it. So what I like to see right here would be that high fastball for the punch out.
Down and away. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, none in the sixth, but he only threw 9 pitches.
That high fastball, get it up.
Popped up weakly. Dozier coming in.
It's a good old jam shot right there.
Down.
It's a huge out in this inning right here. That first guy. The fastball should have been away from the hitter, see where Castro set up, but it tailed back in. It was just above the hidden area and was able to get in on Nolan for a lazy pop up to Dozier.
Fox Tracks was presented by Carrier. I guess in a way that's kind of the definition of stuff. His location was off, but it still ate up a really good hitter.
Yeah, that's the difference right there. But you know what? A lot of times you can make mistakes, but you can't continue to make mistakes.
Trailed off the tip of Adrianza's glove into left field. A base hit for Gonzalez, who finally made contact on a Berrios fastball. Berrios struck him out on 6 fastballs in his first 2 at bats.
Yeah, that was a fastball that was supposed to be in closer to Cargo, and kind of just left it over arm side away, and Cargo was able to put a real good swing on it, and I guess Adriana just missed that ball.
Well, here's Desmond. Desmond represents the tying run here after the second single of the night for the Rockies. Fastball outside, ball 1. Just the 4th base runner for Colorado. The first 2 reached on hit batsmen. Parra with a leadoff single in the 5th, and now a 1-out single by Gonzalez. But Parra reached first base. He took off for second and was thrown out trying to steal. There's the outside corner with another 94-mile-per-hour fastball.
And I don't suppose Cargo will be trying to steal second base.
No, I don't think so.
But if he does, hopefully we can throw him out.
Twins catchers Jimenez and Castro have thrown out 9 runners already this year. Twins catchers threw out just 20 last year.
A lot of times when guys actually steal the base, they don't steal it on the catcher. It's always on the pitcher. If you're going to be slow to home plate and be very deliberate and keep the same timing, guys are going to time you and they're going to take off. But if you hold the ball, you change your timing, they can't get a good feel for you. You hold the ball sometimes, they'll get back on their heels, and then you deliver the pitch home.
1-2. Breaking ball, and Desmond fouled it back.
That wasn't his best breaking ball right there. It hung up around the eyes for Desmond. He was able to put a good swing on it, but he fouled it back. And he get that ball just a little further down and away from him.
Pitch count climbing into the 90s. Taylor Rogers grew up in a Denver suburb. Might get a chance to pitch against his favorite childhood team. Big at bat here with Desmond at the plate and 1 away.
Good pitch right here, young man.
Pitch up. Desmond chased it. We say 94 again because although we saw I think 97 in the first inning, he has sustained his velocity here into the 7th inning.
Yeah, he's he's a physical specimen. I mean, he's not that tall, but I mean, he's put together in incredible shape. The guy works out, gets his running in, gets all his work done. So when he gets in, a game like this, deep in the game, he can keep his stamina up.
Breaking ball got him. Strikeout number 10 for Berrios.
Have a day, young man. Have a day. That slider right there. Strike 2. Breaking ball. Not over the plate. Strike the ball. Desmond swung right over the top of it.
Parra will hit. He's lined out to Kepler and rolled a single to right field. The first Colorado hit, and it came leading off the 5th inning.
It's a good sign for a pitcher when you see the batter take one hand off the bat to make the swing. It's always a good sight to see.
Roll to Dozier.
Great changeup right there.
Twins fans have to be smiling. 7 shutout innings for Berrios in his 2nd start of the year. You buy T-Mobile. Boy, you know a team's going bad when something good happens and then something bad happens. In this case, in one swing, Daryl Siciliani hit a home run, but he injured his shoulder swinging the bat. Eric Sogard with another 4-hit game, and the Brewers are rolling on over the Padres. Ryan Rua with a 2-for-2 ball game, including a home run, and the Rangers now have won 9 straight as they beat the Phillies at home. Here, the story has been Jose Berrios, who has backed up his great start in Cleveland against the defending American League champions. Just 2 hits allowed and a run over 7 2/3 innings, with 7 shutout innings here tonight. We'll see if the Twins can add some runs here with Grossman, who's had a good night at the plate, leading things off.
Scott Oberg.
Oberg, the new pitcher. There's a check swing and strike 1.
Look, cut fastball right there.
Grossman, Sano, and Mauer will hit here in the Twins 7th. Grossman singled and scored in the 1st, drove in a run with a single in the 4th. Had a hit taken away by LeMahieu in the 2nd. A drive to right center field, hit to the gap, chased by Blackmon, now adjusting and making the catch on the edge of the warning track. 1 down. Now the Grand Casino story of the game.
Base hit. Oh, changeup right there. Runners in scoring position from Max Kepler. Grossman, another changeup, pokes the ball in the center field for another RBI. And Berrios, he's been outstanding tonight. 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 0 base on balls, 10 punch outs. He's been in the zone, out of the zone. He's changed speeds. He's kept those Rocky hitters off balance, and he's done a great job tonight.
So far, 14 2/3 innings in the big leagues this year. He's walked 1 man. Now, granted, he hit a couple today, but just a very impressive outing for Berrios. No activity in the Twins bullpen, so we'll see whether he is asked to get some outs in the 8th inning as he was in Cleveland. Check swing, ball 1.
I'd like to see the manager have a little confidence in the young guy. If he can go out there and get that leadoff hitter, then leave him out there. But if he gets that leadoff hitter gets on, then you got to go to the guys that pitch in the back of your bullpen.
And Sano gets a base hit off the end of his bat, a roller up the middle. He's got 3 hits in the split doubleheader, all singles. And Sano's aboard.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Troy Hawkins reading the disclaimer as he's done everything throughout this 3-game series. Very nice job, young man, on the telecast, and we'll see if the Twins can take this lead through the late innings and get you your first win. Here's Mauer.
I didn't know we could stand up and do the broadcast. I kind of like this,
yeah.
stretching out our legs. We sat through what, 16 innings so far?
Yeah, I've been standing up and sitting down alternately here, trying to keep the blood flowing. 1-0 to Mauer.
Scott Oberg's rookie year was 2014. We were bullpen buddies. Young man went to the University of UConn.
Yeah.
UConn. I told him I didn't know UConn had a baseball team. All you hear about is the the women's basketball team, and the men's basketball team. Come to find out, they had like 2 or 3 first rounders on his team that year. Yeah.
1-1 to Mauer. Yeah, strike 1-2. Mauer with a double that he sliced over the head of Tapia in the 3rd inning. Also drew a walk in the 1st. Scoops one out of the dirt. 2-2.
Hannigan's done a lot of scooping out of the dirt today. A lot of scooping out of the dirt. You walk in their clubhouse after the game, he's going to be in a cold tub
for a couple minutes because they're moving on. They're traveling, of course, after the series finale tonight.
They're going over to Cincinnati. It's a short trip from here. Not bad at all.
Double playground. 4, 6, 3. And the Rocky bullpen has another clean inning.
Berrios has some very good stuff. A lot of swing and misses, 12 to be exact. And you can make a team like the Colorado Rockies, the way they swing the bat, swing and miss, and fool a lot of the guys like he has. That's a pretty good night for a young man.
He's done it with both the fastball and the breaking ball, which is nice to see. And he's He's racked up 10 strikeouts. Pitch count still under 100, so he'll be asked to start the 8th inning as he did in Cleveland. Got a couple outs before he was taken out. Through 104 pitches on Saturday.
Talk about getting that leading lady right here. This leadoff hitter.
First pitch strike to Tapia, who's gone down swinging twice, as was the case in Cleveland.
Why not a third time?
Perhaps being allowed to get some outs in the 8th inning because he's pitching to the bottom of the order. Tapia taps one, foul, and it's quickly 0-2.
Something to be said about pitching ahead in the count, having the hitters in a defensive mode all the time, and he's done that consistently throughout this game. Elevate the fastball or breaking ball down in the dirt at that back foot.
Strikeout number 11, or I guess he fouled it.
I would like to see the replay. If he fouled that ball, it just hit his back foot.
Well, if he must have fouled it.
Yeah, he got it.
Or else it was strike 3.
Not always, not necessarily. The ball in the first inning hit Nolan's bat.
Well, that's true. 0-2. Strikeout number 11.
And another swing and miss.
And Berrios sailing into the 8th inning for the second start in a row.
This is so good to see. One of our top prospects come up and throwing the ball extremely well, and get himself settled in so he can get in the middle of this rotation and have some fun this year.
Malika will be the next batter. He has struck out twice against Berrios. Fouled back, strike 1. Of course, the shame of it all is whether he completes this inning or not. When he comes off the mound, there aren't many fans here. It would be nice if there were 35,000 fans to give him a proper send-off whenever his night's work is done. 1 strike. Popped up. Dozier in the outfield grass. Now back in the infield dirt. 2 down. He's given up 1 run this year, and his center fielder thinks that he should have made this catch. This was in Cleveland, a drive to center, and the ball that Buxton thought he should have held on to and thought he had after the collision with the wall. Santana went to third, later scored on a wild pitch, and that's the only run he's given up so far this season. 2 down, and now here is Hannigan.
See Buxton looking in his back.
Walters, excuse me, pinch hitting for Hannigan. Ball 1. Hannigan may have taken an early trip to the ice tub.
This is Walters' first at bat in the second game, and Buxton looked in his back pocket, looked at his cheat sheet to see where to play him at, and he's lining himself accordingly.
Change up away, and it's 2-0. Berrios trying to complete the 8th inning. Blackman on deck.
He's in a position he hadn't been in not too many times this evening.
Now 3-0. He's not walked a man here today. Hit 2 batters, 1 each in the first 2 innings. Belisle and Rogers getting loose. Blackman's a left-handed batter. He's on deck.
All the way back right here, young man.
And there's a strike.
2 more just like that. .105 total pitches.
3-1. And he walked the first walk of the ball game, and we'll see whether the Twins make a move and bring in Rogers. Here comes Paul Molitor, and as he did against the Indians in Cleveland, Jose Berrios gives the Twins 7 2/3 innings. And some fans already standing. What a night for Jose Berrios as he If he can get a little help from the bullpen, will get his first win at Target Field. Baseball presented by State Farm. Jose Berrios has a chance to pick up his first win at Target Field. He's being relieved here in the 8th inning by, well, we'll call him a Denver native, Taylor Rogers from Littleton, Colorado, about 15 minutes from downtown Denver. A big Rockies fan growing up. He said in the 2007 season, the World Series year for the Rockies, Rogers figures he went to about 50 games at Coors Field. He just gotten his driver's license and went to a lot of games at Coors Field, and now he's got a chance to get an awfully big out against the team he grew up cheering for.
When I met him in spring training last year, he was telling me, the first thing he said, I remember watching you on that 07 team. I was like, thanks for making me feel old, young man.
Facing a tough hitter in Blackman, who represents the tying run. And a fastball zips over the inside corner. Yeah, and if there's a little extra velocity from Rogers, that one clocked at 94, you'll understand that too.
It's okay to have a little extra velocity, but you have to use it and be controlled. You know, this is a crucial part of the game. Go out there, make some good pitches.
And a fastball inside at 92. Blackman 0 for 3 against Berrios, a strikeout, a fly ball, and a ground ball. Rogers' most effective pitch against lefties, of course, is the breaking ball, and he's established fastballs inside on the first 2 pitches.
Breaking ball right here.
High fly, center field. Buxton back on the warning track, making the catch, and Rogers gets the out needed to clean up the 8th inning.
America's Studio Sports Update. After hosting the Rockies, the Twins go back literally to a league of their own. Join us tomorrow night at 6:30 when the Twins take on their Central Division rival, the Kansas City Royals. Our coverage begins Friday at 6:30 on Fox Sports North.
Of course, the season started with Kansas City coming to Target Field and the Twins sweeping them in a 3-game series and then taking the only 2 games that were played in Kansas City a couple weeks ago. Walters stays in the game. He'll do the catching here in the bottom of the 8th inning and a new Colorado pitcher. Estevez coming in for the Rockies.
Estevez has some closing experience in the big leagues. He had 11 saves in 2016.
And Kepler takes a strike. Carlos Estevez pitching to Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, and then Jason Castro. While Brandon Kintzler warms in the Twins bullpen. 1-1. Kepler with an RBI single in the first inning. It came with 2 outs and looked like the Twins would let a scoring opportunity be spoiled again, but Kepler delivered a line drive single to center, and now one to the gap in left center, down for a hit. Kepler will have extra bases, and he digs for second, and he's got a stand-up double. Good to see Kepler get rewarded for hitting the ball hard, because he, like Buxton's, been hitting in a little bit of tough luck.
Hitting it hard and also hitting it to the opposite field. The fastball away from him. He was able to, oh, maybe a changeup right there. And he was able to get the head out and shoot the ball to left center field for a stand-up double. Man on second base, no outs. Let's see if we can get us an insurance run right here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play fundamental baseball here and take advantage of the leadoff double and get that 3rd run in. Escobar's 0 for 3, a ground ball, a strikeout, and an infield pop-up. Corner infielders playing up a little bit, but Escobar is swinging away and fouls it back.
Estevez is another one of those hard-throwing Rocky bullpen hands. They went out and you know, stockpiled a lot of guys that throw very, very hard. See, in the National League right here, there's almost, it's 100% chance the guys will be bunting to get that guy over to third base and have him there with less than 2 outs.
The manager gave him 1 swing, but
with the American League, it's just a different ball game.
If Escobar just puts the ball on the ground and makes Arenado come in and get it, he's got a sacrifice. Off the plate, 1-1.
Pitched my first 9 years in the American League, and going to the National League, it was like, wow. I would say it's a little easier, but man, you know what? Guys giving you an out, and as opposed to the American League, when guys are swinging for the 2- and 3-run home run in the National League, they'll give you an out with a bunt.
1-2.
99 miles an hour.
Yeah.
The young guys coming out, these, man, everybody throws 95 to 100. It's like there's nothing anymore. I remember back in the day, 92 was like above average. That might not even get an out this day and age.
Well, I've always thought that's one of the drawbacks, or one of the things that always hindered Michael Tonka, who can throw in the mid-90s. And there was a time not that long ago where that might have stood out. But now every team has got righties and lefties who can throw that hard. And Michael, you know, just kind of blended in with some of the others.
And the more hitters see 95 to 100, right, the easier it becomes for them to hit.
Yeah. 1-2 to Escobar. And he's keeping the at-bat alive, trying at the very least to get Kepler to third base. Walters to the mound. Single runs for the Twins in innings 1 and 4, trying to add at least 1 here in the 8th.
See, Estevez getting all the moisture and putting it on his hand so he can make a good pitch right here.
And foul tip. Walters hangs on. Escobar strikes out. Jose Berrios with another great start for the Twins. He's with Marty Gelder.
Jose, that was just another tremendous outing. What was working for you tonight?
Thanks God, he got another quality start. You know, help the team make the win right now. So I feel excited, happy about that. Today I used my, my all 3 pitches for strike, attack the hitter, first pitch, be ahead in every account. So I feel great.
And you had 11 strikeouts. Why do you think you had such swing and miss stuff tonight?
My stuff really, really nasty today. They move a lot, fastball, two-seam, curveball, changeup. So I use every pitch to strike and strike him out then. So that's what I do, 11 strikeout.
What was better, fastball or breaking ball?
Today I used my curveball for strikeout, but my fastball in is really nice today.
Congrats, that was awesome tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Guys?
Back-to-back starts with nearly identical numbers. The difference between start 2 and start 1, the volume of strikeouts. But in each case, 7 2/3 innings and only 2 hits allowed.
Swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and miss, changing speeds, not being predictable, and locating his fastball where and when he pleased.
1-1 to Castro. Twins trying to add to the lead here after the leadoff double by Kepler. Castro's walked twice and grounded out once. 2-1. 99, man, that gets to the home plate in a hurry, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Man, how is it possible that so many guys throw that hard this day and age? How is that even possible? What are they doing different? The throwing program? I don't know if the weighted ball program. I don't know what it is. But I definitely won't be one of those guys. I wish I threw that hard. I would never say that.
3-1. Well, you made the transition from starter to reliever, and I remember you kind of followed Pat Mahomes in that regard, but as soon as you guys moved to the bullpen, your velocity picked up a couple notches.
Yeah, because I always thought I was trying to save, some of my velo, some of my energy for the second and third time around the lineup. But once again, I never got there.
Kinsler's warmed up, ready to go. 3-1 to Castro.
Take out area.
And he walked him. Third walk taken by Castro in the ball game tonight. And that'll bring up Buxton. MLB.TV Premium is back, better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here is Buxton, 0 for 3. Hit 1 ball hard his first time up, lining out to the left fielder. Since then, a strikeout and a 2-hopper to Arenado.
It'd be nice if we can get one of these runners across the board.
Up around the hands, inside ball 1.
Stevis, a hard throwing right-hander, features that 99 miles an hour fastball and a breaking ball.
And there it is for a called strike.
99 to 82.
That's not fair, is it?
No, not at all. What an 88, 89 miles an hour changeup.
One and one to Buxton.
Put this fastball in right here.
Swings through it. 1-2.
Estevez 6'6", 250 from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Another fastball in.
Tied him up at 98, 2 down. That'll bring up Adrianza. Saturday on Fox from coast to coast, it's an evening of Major League Baseball. The Rangers taking on the Tigers. Saturday at 6 p.m. on Fox. Tigers won again today, 6-5. J.D. Martinez back in the lineup and has had an immediate impact. And the Rangers, of course, have that 9-game winning streak.
J.D. Martinez doing damage.
Ray Adrianza with a walk, a double, and a ground out. The double, led off the 4th inning, and then he scored on Grossman's base hit 2 at bats later.
See if we can get a big 2-out base hit right here.
Off speed pitch taken for a ball.
We've had a lot of runners on base, and Colorado's done a great job with damage control throughout the game, because this game could have been, you know, busted wide open a couple times.
1-0 and a strike taken. The Twins left 7 men on in the first 3 innings, but only 1 man on since then. Went down 1-2-3 in the 5th, 1-2-3 in the 6th. Double play ball meant that only 3 men batted in the 7th. Adrianza, the 5th batter, faced by Estevez.
Another fastball down and away.
Strike called, 1-2.
And those fastballs are hard and firm. Makes them extremely tough. He can flip that breaking ball for a strike. See if he can go stay with the fastball or breaking balls, a sweeping breaking ball at Adrianza's back foot.
And he got a piece of the upper 90s fastball, fouled it back.
Made a mistake right there. 1-2 pitch fastball, pretty much right down the middle. Slider
in the dirt.
92 miles an hour changeup. That's hard as some people's fastball. And this is changeup.
Look at Walter shaking his head side to side, relating maybe to what Hannigan had to go through the first 7 innings, trying to block about a dozen pitches with men on base.
Sorry, we got a guy on our team that can rub up some balls.
2-2 to Adrianza, and he asked for time. Liner, backhanded, safe at second. Everybody's safe. Kepler slammed on the brakes at third. A soft line drive. And LeMahieu made a fine play, and they nearly forced Castro at second.
It's a great play by LeMahieu, saving a run right there and almost getting out at second base. We talk about great defense. Both these teams play, and you know, it's shown right there. He saved a run.
And they're looking, waiting as the Rockies look at that play. Bud Black wondering whether to challenge, and they're going to challenge, and it's going to be close. I think there's not enough there to overturn it, but this is the 8th inning, so why not give it a shot?
Can't hurt.
Castro, to his credit, got in there and went in with a late slide that got him to the bag. At about the same time, the ball disappeared into Valaika's glove.
I'd like to know how many angles do the people in New York get to see this at?
The masked men in New York?
Yeah.
We don't know who they are.
Nope.
We know they're umpires.
Says who?
Well, when we go to New York, I'm going to go to the Umpire Central in New York.
Oh, cool.
And I want to see, you know, the operation and all that.
It's a good field trip while you're in New York.
I know I'm safe there. You understand, I grew up in a town of 200 people, and there's no way a guy who grew up in a town of 200 people is going to feel comfortable in a city of 8 million. And they're looking at it. I don't think that there's visual evidence to overturn the call. We'll see. Safe. So as there wouldn't have been enough evidence to overturn it if he had been called out. There isn't enough to overturn that call, and they're loaded up now for Dozier. Bryan is 0 for 4. He had a warning track fly ball to center his last time up.
I'd like to see Dozier take one of these 98-mile-an-hour fastballs and shoot it to right field.
'25th pitch for Estevez. Eddie Rosario is scampered under the on-deck circle to get some pine tar on his bat. He may enter the game whether he hits here in the 8th or not. Might go in defensively for Grossman. 1 strike to Dozier.
It's a big opportunity right here for the
strike 2.
The Twins.
Oh, and 2 to Dozier.
Fastball away. Elevated.
Swung through it. And the Twins leave the bases full for the second time tonight. It'll be a 2-0 lead for Brandon Kintzler. He saved Berrios' 2017 debut in Cleveland, and he'll try to save the encore performance tonight at Target Field.
Finish off the Rockies here at Target Field, and once they do, we will bring you our post-game show, Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, to take another look at that fantastic performance from Jose Berrios. His 7 2/3 innings plus 11 strikeouts, a career high. Jack Morris will join Anthony LaPanta to look at that, and we will get the thoughts of manager Paul Molitor as always. And we'd like you fans to head to our Facebook page on Fox Sports North. That's at the end of every series for the Twins final pitch, presented by Prism Research. That's where we will give you a recap of today's game plus preview the upcoming opponent. So check that out on our Facebook page after the game. Dick and LaTroy.
All right, Brandon Kintzler in the game to try to save the game for Berrios and the Twins. He'll face LeMahieu, Arenado, and Gonzalez.
Facing the tough part of that Rockies lineup. 2, 3, 4.
Strike 1 to LeMahieu. Last time the Twins won a ball game, it was Berrios' start in Cleveland. And Kintzler saved that one at Progressive Field. Missed inside, 1-1.
Talk about getting that leading lady, and DJ LeMahieu is that leading lady. That first out, very, very important.
The save Kinsler got on Saturday was his 3rd in 3 nights, covering 3 2/3 innings. Hasn't pitched since. Weak ground ball to Dozier. There's the leading lady.
Like that.
1 down, and now Arenado.
Kinsler's fastball has a lot of movement on it right there. You know, that first strike was down in his own sinking action. The second pitch, you know, not as much down, but had a little run into the right-hand hitter.
Arenado hit by a pitch in the 1st, struck out in the 4th. Popped up to Dozier in the 7th.
His teammates with Kinsler his rookie year. We're in Milwaukee together.
Strike 1 on the outside corner with the breaking ball.
It's a good breaking ball right there to start off Nolan.
And a liner to center, a base hit. And now the Rockies will get the tying run to the plate. Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez hit a liner just out of Adrianz's reach in the 7th inning. It was just the 2nd, and as it turned out, the final hit allowed by Berrios.
It was a slider that didn't like it did much. Just hovered over the middle of the plate. Was able to, you know, shoot that ball out to Buxton in center field. But like we always say, you 1 pitch away, and Cargo can hit a ground ball.
And Kinsler can get a bunch of them. That is his forte. Inside ball 1. Gonzalez struck out, swinging through 6 Berrios fastballs in his first 2 at bats. Now 2-0.
Right here. A good pitch down in the zone so he can get back in the count, preferably away from Cargo.
Moments in the dugout now after the single. Kinsler having a hard time throwing strikes. A 4-pitch walk. And the tying runs aboard. The go-ahead run coming to the plate. Ian Desmond.
Still 1 pitch away. We get a good fastball, ground ball, sinker. Get this game over with.
First baseman Ian Desmond.
Kinsler 17 1/3 innings. That's his 6th walk. Desmond hit by a Berrios fastball in the 2nd. Since then, a ground ball and a strikeout.
Good fastball down in the zone. Let Desmond beat it into the ground for a double play right here.
Cut the plate and a half. Strike 1.
Kinsler signed as a minor league free agent last year. Had an out date. I think he got called up right before his out date came upon us, and you know, he jumped right in that bullpen and just pretty much just took over and led. You can't beat what he's done. He's a very confident guy. Throws some strikes. You know, him and I go back and forth on text because I'm watching every game every night, just talking about each outing. And he's so hard on himself, and I always tell him, hey, lighten up, all right? If the game was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Another fastball at the knees at 94, and it's 0-2. Desmond goes for a stroll.
Desmond hasn't been too happy tonight with some of the strikes that have been called against him. And you have nights like that where you just don't agree with anything the umpire has to offer.
2 strikes to Ian Desmond. Cutter off the plate, 1-2.
It's a good 2-strike pitch. I mean, 0-2 breaking ball right there. Make a pitch right here. Good fastball.
Dribbler in front of the third baseman, and Escobar picks it up in foul territory. Might have cracked his bat.
Oh yeah, that was a good hard fastball that was running in on Desmond's hands. He was able to get the bat there, but he will be retrieving some new wood from the dugout. Fastball by Kinsler, just kept running in on the right-hand hitter. Got him right on the knuckles. And that bat is what? Firewood. Which we need a fire up here right now because it's getting colder and colder.
Well, a ground ball hit at somebody would end it, and you could seek warmth.
Yeah, because my good old ball head is getting really cold up here.
Tension in the 9th inning. Rockies have never had more than 1 base runner on in an inning here tonight, and now they've got 2 on with 1 out.
1 pitch away.
Foul tip, or no, a check swing, and it's ball 2. Thought I heard a tick there. And it's 2-2.
Good fastball right there. Kinsler told himself he's going in. If he's going to miss, he's going to miss closer to the body and not over the plate. And we got us to count this even right now, 2-2. I think you should throw him another slider right here. Got to get him to chase.
Grounder to third. Steps on the bag. Fires across. Low throw. And Mauer backhands it. And the Twins win the series finale.
Very good pitching right there.
And an awfully big pick at first by Joe Mauer.
Great execution on the fastball in. He got Desmond to do exactly what he wanted him to do. Ground ball to Escobar. He touches third. And Joe Mauer with the excellent scoop at first base for the double play.
Well, partner, you got your first Twins win. I don't know if you'll remember it as much as you did your first major league win on the mound, but a nice job.
I sure will, because I don't remember my first major league win.
Well, you can't say enough about Jose Berrios. To follow up what he did in Cleveland Saturday and pitch, if anything, better tonight is amazing.
Well, he pitched, he did a phenomenal job against a very good hitting Colorado Rockies team. And the way he did it with all the swing and misses, using all his pitches, attacking these hitters. And he just did a great job of just being so poised on the mound, never got outside his delivery. He did everything he needed to do to be successful tonight.
Anthony, the Twins needed a win today, and it was their young 22-year-old right-hander who pitched them to victory, and the Twins remain in first place.
Berrios was brilliant. Kinsler saves it for Minnesota. We'll break down the night of Jose Berrios tonight. Jack Morris will tell you why he was so dominant. Max Kepler doing it with both the bat and the glove, and we'll hear from Paul Molitor. All coming up next on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink.